Well, it was not easy for them. There were some bumps on the road along the way. The main one being Jack Hughes, their star player, being out for the season. But the Devils are here. They made it. They are in the Stanley Cup playoffs, all thanks to the Rangers having another bad night on Broadway. Devils needed the Rangers to, well, really, they really needed to at least hope that game went to a shootout, but instead, it was a regulation big time beatdown loss, 8-5, with 6 goals, with 6 Philadelphia goals being scored in the third period. So, with that loss, the Devils clinched at least third place in the Metropolitan, and that is good enough for a playoff spot. Because remember, top three in each division qualify automatically, like that. So the Devils are in. This is the second time in 3 years that they made the playoffs. But this is only the third time they've made it ever since they reached the Stanley Cup final in 2012. I remember that year. And it was kind of a shock that they made it that far to the final in 2012 because, well, there's a whole new team. The only thing old was Brodeur. And I say that respectfully. But they somehow made it to the final and were 2 wins away from winning their fourth Stanley Cup in franchise history. That was the year they lost to the Kings. But, yeah, and it's amazing. It seems like yesterday. It really seems like yesterday that they won the Jack Hughes sweepstakes. But this is now Hughes' 6th year in the league, but unfortunately year 6 for him has been cut short. He had to undergo shoulder surgery, and he's out for the season. Dougie Hamilton, pretty much their top defenseman, he's been out for the regular season. They have hopes that he'll be back in time for the playoffs, but we'll see if he is. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting road for the Devils. It was pretty bumpy. They've been trading wins and losses. Of course, they had a chance to clinch the day before, but they got mollywopped by a Bruins team who was dead for weeks. So we'll see what the Devils do. It is officially locked in that the Devils will play the Hurricanes in round numero uno of the playoffs. The seeding is almost done. I think the Hurricanes, I think they're 1 or 2 points away from being locked in second place, which is home ice in that series. But so already with everything that's gone on with the Devils, it's pretty much an assumption that they'll be one and done. But I don't know. Crazy things happen in the Stanley Cup playoffs. You never know. You know, I've seen a lot of wild stuff in the playoffs. I still remember, what was it? It was about 22 years ago. The Mighty Ducks of Anaheim made that improbable run to the final, 1 win short of winning it. Okay, and of course, 3 years later, the first year back from the lockout, the Edmonton Oilers, the 8th seed, they were pretty much the 16. They were pretty much the overall 16 out of that bunch. They almost won the Stanley Cup. I've seen a lot of craziness happen. Remember, we are 2 years removed. Actually, we're 4 years removed from the Canadiens' crazy run to the cup final when they were basically the worst. They were literally the worst team in the playoffs, and they made it all the way to the cup final. That was 4 years ago. And we're 2 years removed from before the Panthers Cinderella run. Remember, they beat the 65-win Bruins and made it all the way to the cup final. Who knows what could happen? The Devils might go in there and mollywop the Hurricanes. We don't know. But that's as the saying goes. That's why they play the games. So the Devils are in, and with that means there's only one spot left in the entire Eastern Conference, and it does look like the Canadiens are going to get it because they are leagues ahead of the teams that are behind that line. You know. With the Rangers lost, if they lose one more point in the standings, they are done. They are completely out. Columbus can be eliminated as soon as tomorrow, which will leave the Islanders and the Wings left behind the playoff line, and Montreal needs 3 points to get in. So, yeah, we'll see if that happens in the next few days. But yeah, as for the Devils, congratulations, you made it. It was tough on you. You made it. Now, we'll just see what you got. So, that is my video. If you like this video, click the like button. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe. If you want more, if you're on TikTok, feel free to hit that follow button. And the link up above, that is my story on Vocal about the Devils clinch. Check it out when you can. And if there are any postseason berths clinch between now and the end of Sunday's action, I'll be here congratulating said teams. But for now, once again, congratulations, Devils. You made it this far. So stay tuned.